Still.
That's the only.
I call to order the meeting, the workshop meeting for November the 21st. The first item on the agenda is to review and approve the agenda. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Motion to approve is presented.
Okay. All right, all in favor? Thank you. And then the next item would be the approval of the October 17th work session meeting minutes. Do we have any changes to those minutes?
Move to be approved.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Thank you very much. And next, we will get to item 4, the website design presentation, Civic Plus. And Josh, let me just kind of open this up. At one of our previous meetings, we directed our town manager to start exploring options for redoing our new website. And Josh has been doing that, and he will be providing us some options in the coming weeks about how to proceed with a website design. And this is the beginning of that process tonight. So Josh, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, we have with us Austin Frank of Civic Plus. Hello, Austin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for having me, everyone.
Civic Plus is a firm that actually, the more I researched, does a lot of websites for many municipalities and counties around the state. A number of those are fairly local to us. I know they do Murphy's website, Brevard, Boone, North Carolina, as well as Morganton. That looks like a very well laid out web design. They've got a number of designs that Austin will be going over with you tonight. I think this would be definitely one option that would be good for us. And so I would encourage you to ask any question of Austin as he goes through his presentation tonight. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Austin.
Thank you very much, Josh. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Just, I guess, I believe I need the host to allow that. I'm not sure if that's, oh, there we
It's
go.
coming up. Just a second.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Okay, everyone can see my screen here.
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Well, I will go ahead and get started here. And I know that you guys are already familiar a bit with Civic Plus since you use us for codification through MuniCode. You may not be aware that the two companies have merged, but one and the same now. Before we get started, like Josh said, if you have questions, feel free to chime in. I'm not one of those people that doesn't like to be interrupted. I'm not going to tell you to hold it all to the end. Feel free to chime in with any questions you have. Before we get started, though, I'd like to just kind of ask if there's anything specific that you all would like to see covered here today.
One of the concerns I have is how we communicate and interact with the public, get
Mhm.
information out to the public in a
Yes.
timely and, direct manner. So that's something that I think we're all interested in being able to do.
Okay. So as a kind of a communications platform and more than just
Right.
a nice little website. Okay. Awesome.
And
Anything
then
else?
the other thing I would say is that, and I get this feedback, ease of access of information. Citizens want to know about a code or the minutes of a certain meeting that we held. And, I'd like for that navigation process to be pretty easy for the public.
So user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. I will make sure I touch on all that. And anything else, folks?
Assuming that you have, you build a website to be mobile friendly also.
That is correct. Yes, and I'll show you that as well. Okay. All right. Well, I will go ahead and jump right into it here. Little background on Civic Plus. We are the nation's most prolific municipal software provider. We have over 12,000 unique customers with over 100,000 administrative users between them. Altogether, we represent over 340 million residents in the US and Canada. That's nearly 9% of the combined population of the two countries. We'll be focusing on the websites today, but obviously, you guys already use MuniCode. We have a lot of other software solutions. Happy to go over any of those at a later date if you're interested in learning more about some of the other stuff that we do. I will kind of, for a few moments, be showing you some of the integrations between the website and your MuniCode codification online code, as well as our agenda and meeting management software. I'll spend a few minutes on that. A little bit about Civic Plus. We've been named to the GovTech Top 100 for the past decade. We're up for 5 awards this year that center on customer service, customer satisfaction, and customer experience. So you'd be in very good hands with Civic Plus. Real quickly, just kind of want to go over some kind of high-level things here. What you're getting with the Civic Plus website, what we focus on. Number one is going to be a beautiful and modern design. We want a website that you're going to be proud of, and it's going to really put your best foot forward on the internet and give you a beautiful digital presence there. The second thing is user friendliness. We want the website to be easy to navigate for your residents. We want them to be able to find what they're looking for in 1 to 2 clicks at most. So the way we do this, and you'll see on the navigation when I pull up some websites, but some other ways we do it, our search functionality, which I'll show you in a little bit, best on the market. The next thing, email subscriptions. So your residents, and this is a standard feature of the website, your residents will be able to subscribe to topics that are interesting to them and something that you can control. Basically, whatever topics you give your residents to subscribe to, you can just give them a whole list of topics and they can toggle on and off which ones they're interested in. That's something I'll show you in a few minutes. And then just the way that we design our websites. So we give your residents multiple ways to find what they're looking for. Your pages will be posted in multiple locations on your website. When you post them once, it's really easy to update as well. We update one page somewhere, it updates everywhere else where it is. But we basically design our websites to be foolproof, so you can even stumble upon what you're looking for. But really, they're designed so that everything can be found in 1 or 2 clicks at most. The last thing here is that it's easy for staff to use. So our websites do not require you to have any web or IT experience. They're very easy and intuitive to create pages, and I will show you that towards the end of the presentation. It integrates not only with Civic Plus solutions, but also plays nice with third-party solutions, things like payments, portals, GIS. And then last thing is that with Civic Plus, you're future-proof. So I showed you real quickly that whole wheel of software solutions that Civic Plus offers, designed to scale alongside you over time as your community grows and changes over time and your needs change. We'll be there for you every step of the way. Real quickly, and I know this may be small, but there's a lot of standardized features or standard features that come with the base cost of the website. In the packet that I'll be sending over after the meeting, you'll be able to take a look and get an in-depth look at all that. Obviously, we're going to be covering a lot of them here today, but just want to bring your attention to the fact that there are add-on solutions. So there are certain things that are not covered in the base cost of the website, things like projects directories, SMS text notifications, email notifications are included, but SMS text notifications are not. Specialty subsites and other things like a chat bot. Those things you can add them on a la carte as needed. So a few differentiating factors between Civic Plus and other web vendors. Number one, you're going to be ADA compliant upon launch. So your website will be WCAG 2.1 AA certified, which means the colors, color contrasting, fonts, font sizes, all that stuff will be ADA compliant. And the HTML structure will be ready for an audio reader for the visually impaired. Now, when your site goes live, it'll be ADA compliant. We cannot guarantee ADA compliant into the future or ADA compliance into the future because we just can't control the things that you post on it. Say if you post a video and it doesn't have closed captioning, that would bring you out of ADA compliance. We do have solutions that will maintain your ADA compliance into the future. Happy to go over all those at a later date if you're interested in learning more about that. The next thing, we build our website on the Drupal open source web platform. And what this means is that this is not a proprietary web platform. So we do not own your website. You will own the content on your website. We'll host it. We'll build it. We'll host it. But if you ever terminate your relationship with Civic Plus, you can take the content on that website and move it over to a host without starting from scratch. Other features of Drupal, it's very Google friendly. You won't be buried in the Google results. We consider it to be the most trustworthy and secure web platform that we can offer for you. Other entities that use Drupal are NASA, Tesla, Entertainment Weekly, the NCAA, and even the government of Australia. So we feel very confident in building your website on the Drupal platform. The last thing about Drupal is that you will automatically be migrated to newer versions of Drupal whenever they come out, almost like a software update on your phone. So you won't have to worry about your website falling out of date and missing out on those new improvements to the Drupal platform. Next thing is best-in-class search. We kind of touched on it a little bit. I'll show you that more in depth later. The integrations, what we call the Civic experience, touch on that as well. User friendliness, we touched on that. I'll show you that, and I'll show you how to build a page as well. Easy to navigate websites, got multiple ways for your residents to find what they're looking for to make it a pain-free experience. Last thing, award-winning customer support. So you will be trained before, your staff will be trained before the website even goes live. So they'll be ready to hit the ground running day one. But even after that, you're not going to be on your own. You can schedule training sessions with us at any time. We've got a help center available 24/7. You can submit a support ticket. And then you'll also have a customer success manager assigned to you that will reach out to you periodically, make sure everything is going well, and you're getting exactly what, getting everything that you expected out of Civic Plus. You could also reach out to them at any time. So we do not just give you a website and then walk away. We'll be there for you throughout the duration of your contract with Civic Plus. Typically takes about 12 to 16 weeks to get a website up and running. A lot of it's dependent on your bandwidth in terms of just how much time you have to get us the deliverables. There's some the details on the implementation process will be in the packet that I sent over, but typically about 12 to 16 weeks is what we expect. Now we'll go ahead and start looking at some sites here. The first one that I show you here will be Royal Palm Beach, Florida. And the key thing that this website will show us is the mobile friendliness of the design here. And let's get it pulled up here. And I believe we're live now. Okay, so the few things to be aware of here, the fonts, the colors, color contrasting, everything on this site that you see is ADA compliant. Now, what I'm going to do is turn it into a mobile site. You can see what it would look like on a phone. So all these links down here, all these items that you see, these will all automatically reformat. Any browser size that your visitors are using, the website's going to automatically resize to that. I can take this page here and shrink it down like that, and it's going to automatically resize to the window that you're using. So our websites are out of the box designed for mobile. And you're going to automatically, there's no app required, just going to be automatically reformatting to whatever device that the visitor is using. Now, we'll start looking at some sites. You've got two different options here for the websites in terms of design. The first one, which is what we're looking at here, is premium design. Premiums are what we consider a standard design, basically built out of a template. There are some customization options you got here. Obviously, this main image here is going to be customizable, and our implementation team will work with you to find a good image that best represents your community. We're going to make sure it's big enough and it's going to look great resolution. And you can also have multiple images here, so it doesn't have to just be one static image. So basically, every time someone lands on your page, it'll show them something different. Now, a few things you can do here. Obviously, the color scheme will be customizable. And then these drop-down links up here will be customizable. Now, you can have mega menus, which are big drop-down menus that have got a lot more information in there. And the design or the idea behind that is to make sure everything's 1 to 2 clicks. I'll pull up another one here so you can see. This is Caswell Beach, North Carolina. You can just see the color scheme's a little different. These links down here look a little different. And what these are called the key links, and you can customize the way that these look. And you can customize what they go to. And these are really just the things that your residents are most likely to be looking for on your website. And you can just put those down there. Again, everything's designed to be 1 to 2 clicks. And we can also, again, integrate with third party. So things like online bill pay, if I click on that, it'll take me to this page and we can click on recycling bill pay. And what it's going to do is kick me out to a third party payments portal. And we can just link right to that from the homepage of your website. So other things, that your residents are most likely to be looking for, you can keep down there. Widgets over here on the side, latest news, upcoming events. These can be, the other one we looked at only had one for upcoming events. You can turn those on and off. Pull up another premium design site so you can see here. This is Wesley Chapel, North Carolina. Again, a little bit different color scheme, but you can get an idea for the basic templated layout of these premium design sites. Now, our premium design sites are non-scrolling. So this website is everything you see here is there's nothing down below the fold. So this is really part of the user friendliness. There's only really about 10 different things that you can click on here. And so what this does is just makes the website a lot easier to navigate. Now, you can have a scrolling design website as well. We do that with our ultimate websites. Now, I'll show you the ultimate design websites. Before I get into the ultimate design websites, the number one thing to be aware of is in terms of features, premium and ultimate are identical. So there's not any features that are included with the ultimate that aren't included with premium. The only difference between premium and ultimate is in how the site looks in terms of your customization options. So the ultimate website that we're looking at here is going to be a scroller. So they've got some content down here below the fold. They've got news, they've got election information, ordinances, staff directory, they've got a weekly calendar, and it's really up to you what kind of content you want down below the fold. Again, your color scheme is going to be customizable, but you're going to just be able to incorporate some more intricate design elements into the ultimate design websites. And I'll show you a few more and just give you an idea of how varied it can look with an ultimate design website. This is a place out in Colorado called Mead. And you can see that the quick links look a lot different. There's just a lot more customization options. You can have your search bar be front and center with the ultimate design sites. That is an ultimate only feature here is having the search right in the middle of the page. Social media links can be nestled up here in the corner wherever you'd like them. And again, just basically up to you what kind of content you'd like to have below the fold. Now, the ultimate design sites also come in non-scrolling variety as well, which I'll show you here in a moment. And the one that we're going to look at here is got a video homepage instead of just a static image or a series of images. This is kind of a trend that we're starting to see. They did this very, very nicely with a professional who went over town with the drone and got a bunch of different shots. That's an option you have with the ultimate design sites. Now,
when you say ultimate design sites, does that mean is that like a more expensive platform or?
correct. Yeah. So the ultimates are more expensive than the premiums. But again, the difference in terms of features and functionality, there's no difference. Feature wise, they're identical. The ultimate is really what we kind of classify it as just a custom design, where you can really design it down to your very specifications. If you have a very specific vision in mind for how you want your website to look, then ultimate would be the way to go there. You just got a whole lot of different options with ultimate. I'll pull up another one here for Kenai, Alaska. And if I refresh the page a few times, you can just see that they've got multiple different images that are going to load up and make the website look fresh every time someone lands on it. And example here of mega menus, they've got these 4 drop-down menus here with a lot of different options in there. That's what the mega menus look like. And again, the idea behind the mega menus is just to make everything 1 to 2 clicks on the website. And they've got another thing over here called a spotlight, which you can have instead of the latest news and upcoming events. This really just highlights some pages and scrolls through them. You can even do that on the premium as well. So with the design stuff out of the way, the next thing we'll look at is the microsite feature, which is really how your website is going to be organized into these things called microsites, which can best be understood as a department page, but they can be for things more than just departments. They can be for things like a regional airport, a golf course, police, fire, library, annual event, festival, revitalization project, really anything. And you get as many microsites as you need. And these microsites are really more than just department pages. They're really more like websites within the website, mini sites. You can see over here on the left, we've got this menu bar, and there's all different sorts of pages that live underneath here. If I click on this strategic plan, it'll show me where I am inside of this microsite for the city manager. And if we go down a little further here to your input, we've got a fillable form, and all this lives under the city manager's microsite. We'll go over to the mayor and council microsite for this place, Corvallis, Oregon. And we can see that this page looks a little different. It's a different microsite, and they've got a menu structure over here, but they've also got a upcoming events calendar, a subscription for emails. You can just type your email and subscribe right there like that. And kind of going off of the calendar, the next thing I'll show you here is the calendaring function on our websites. So every microsite gets its own calendar. And when you upload stuff to that calendar, it will all be aggregated here in what we're looking at. It's called the micros or the master calendar. And the master calendar is just all the microsite calendars combined into one place. And it's all color coded, but because there's so much information here, we give your residents the ability to narrow it down. So if they just want to see stuff for city council, they can go to this drop down over here, click city council, apply, and now I'm only seeing city council events. So if I click on this event for the 18th, this council meeting, we can see what a meetings page will look like. Now, they use our agenda and meeting management software, so they've got this agenda packet embedded in the page. You can still publish these meetings pages even without the agenda and meeting management software. Your agenda and packet will just be clickable PDF links in here. But on the meetings page, we've got a video here, and it's also going to be timestamped so you can jump ahead to specific points in the meeting that are of particular interest to you. And another place where these meetings pages are going to live. So your residents will be able to find those meetings pages not only on the calendar, but they'll be able to find it in a place called the meetings directory. And the meetings directory is where all of your meetings will live. So again, just like the calendar, this is filterable and sortable. So if I go to city council, I click apply. Now the meetings directory is only showing me events from the city council. And from here, we can click view more info and go back to that page that we were just looking at. So I'm going to go to the one from the 18th here. Sorry. We can go back and find that page that we were just looking at. Another just kind of design feature of our websites is that your residents will have multiple ways to find what they're looking for. So this page can be found through the meetings directory. It can be found through the calendar as well. But if they don't even want to click into the page, they can find the agenda here, and this will open up the PDF file for the agenda. And then the meetings minutes will also be here, as well as the packet. And there can even be another column here for the video. They just chose not to have that on their site. But all of your meetings can be found here, and you can narrow that all down by board and commission. So that is the meetings directory. We've gone over the calendar. The next thing I'll show you here is the integrations between the website and the code of ordinance. So if I go to the homepage of this website and I'm looking for any laws on animal cruelty, I'm going to just type in animals into the search bar here. And what it's going to do is take that search term and run it through every different page on the website. And when we get down to the bottom here, we've got 7+ pages of results. So what we can do is just filter that down even more. And I just want to see events from the city council meeting. So I'm going to just click search city council meetings, and it's going to narrow it down. And I can find here that in February of 2020, they added a harassment of animals item to the municipal code. And I can click on that meeting here. and view all the relevant information. I can watch the video. It's timestamped, so I can see right here where they adopted that ordinance, and I can just click on that part of the timestamp and skip right ahead to that video, to that part of the video. And I can follow along right here in the packet where you can see that ordinance link to there as well. Now, what we can also do is search the Municode library through the website. So if I go back to my main search page and I click search municipal code, it's going to kick me out to your Municode code library, and it's going to pull that search term that I entered into the website, animals, and it's going to search the code library. So I can see right here 6.08.115. I can see that particular ordinance that I was looking at, and I can see the text of it here. So what it's also going to be able to do, and if this is a feature, if you have the meetings management software, you'll be able to view those meeting details from within the Municode library. So you'll be able to watch that video and go over the packet and the agenda from within the Municode library. Now you can also take those search terms and kick them back out to the website from the code library. So it's reversible. So you can search the website through the code, and you can search the code through the website. So that's just a little bit about the integrations between the Municode code library and the website. Again, website is searchable through the code library and vice versa. The next thing I want to show you here is the email subscription feature, which is again a standard feature with your website. Your residents will have the ability to log in to your, you can give them the ability to log into your website with an email and password. And when they log in, this is what they're going to see. This is called the resident portal. And if we scroll down, we're under the alerts and notifications section. This is where they can decide what email updates they'd like to receive from you. So if you see over here on this little right side column, there is a little email subscription button, and then you can just toggle that on and off there. If you have our text message notifications, you can have that there. So they've got things like city council updates, and then they've got more down here. They've got things like weather alerts, office closures, road closures, all kinds of different things. And this is a dummy site, but it just gives you kind of an idea of all the different things that you can offer to your residents in terms of email notifications. Again, standard featured with the website. They can go in and toggle which notifications they'd like and which ones they don't want to receive. Next.
Austin, I have a question for you.
Yes.
With that web email, is it easy for a resident to send, for example, an email to the mayor? And how do we filter out spam and stuff that's not really related to the town business?
Yes. So it's not going to send it from your email. So you will not be, it's not a two-way,
Okay.
It's not a two-way email. Now, one thing I'll show you here actually I'll go into the staff directory, and the staff directory, where they can find all the information on the city staff. What I've learned kind of as a trick of the trade as a salesperson is, if you're trying to find somebody's email, you can just hover over these little email links and it'll show you that name down in the corner. What we can offer you is one way, right? So they can't hover over that email if you don't want to put it in there. And when they click on send an email, they'll get this message here. It's basically a fillable form, their name, email address, subject, message, and they send it. However, they can only send you emails back if you choose to respond to them. So you can set it up to be a one-way communication to kind of filter out any sort of spam you may be receiving. Did that answer your question there?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, the next thing I want to show you here is the fillable forms directory. Actually, it's the entire forms directory. This is where all your documents and forms will live. And you can see here, we've got a lot of different forms here, and they are organized by whether they are PDFs or online fillable forms. So if I click on this little drop down here, I can filter and only see online fillable forms. Now, this is a standard feature of our web platform. You can turn any of your forms that you have, any and all of your forms, into online fillable forms, to just alleviate the need for your residents to print out a form and fill it out and mail it in or drive it in or what have you. So you can have these forms be online fillable forms to just provide a greater convenience for your residents and yourselves as well. So what we're looking at here is a real form for a place out in California. Now, this is a form that they built. You'll have the ability to build out any form you'd like into an online fillable form. And you can see there's lots of different fields here. They've got buttons. They've got even the ability to require them to upload a driver's license or any sort of supporting documents before they can proceed with submitting the form. When they come down here and click submit, this form is going to be sent to a person of your choosing. So you can have these forms be routed to the correct person on staff. So they're not all just going to pile up in one email inbox. So these forms can be directed to the proper person. Now, again, you can, the reason they've got PDFs and online fillable forms is purely a choice thing. You can turn any of your forms into online fillable forms. There's no limit to the number that you can do there. Last thing here before we get into the back end, and I'll show you how to create a page, is the FAQs page. This is just a nice way to direct your residents to a page with some resources for questions that you get asked lots and lots of times. Things like building permits, how do I get a permit? Just expand, and all that information will be right here. And all of these FAQs pages will be able to be embedded into other pages as well. So I could take this page here about all the permits, and I can embed this into another page if I'd like. But the FAQs is where all of your, basically will just serve as a database or of resources for your residents to find answers to their questions here. So the next thing that I will show you is, actually this is the last thing that I'll show you, is the back end of the website and how to create a page. So when let's see, let's get this open here. And I'm going to get it set up for myself here. But before we create a page, I want to show you a few features that we have. So you can see right here, when you get onto the website, there's this pop-up box here. And this is customizable, and you can toggle this on and off. If there's something that you want your residents to be aware of when they come to your website and they're not able to proceed before interacting with it in some way, you can turn that feature on. It's called an emergency alert. Now, if I want more information, I can click more information, and it'll take me to whatever page link that you've designated for it, or I can click no thanks and send it down here into the corner. Now, this is a sandbox site. This is a dummy site. This is not a real live website. Everything I showed you up to this point has been a real live website of a place out there. But I'm going to click on dashboard here, and this is where I'm going to do the bulk of my work as the administrator of the website. Now, a few things to be aware of here before we get into creating a page. If you scroll down, you can see a log of all the changes that have been made to your website, really just so you can keep receipts on everything that gets posted to your website. If I want to see what it was posted on September 21st at 10 a.m., I can click view your revision, and I can see what the page looked like at that particular moment in time. A few other things here to be aware of. Help Center. So if you ever run into any issues with the website and you're kind of hitting a wall, can't remember how to do this or that, you can go into the Help Center and click on creating page content. Say I want to make an event page, I'll click on create and manage events, and it's going to give me a nice little guide here, step by step, on how to create. Let me go back up to the top there, on how to create an event page, and it's going to walk me through it step by step and show me how to do that. So really nice way to self-help here if you ever run into issues. Now, if the Help Center does not get your question answered, you can click here on training resources. And this is where you'll find our customer support line number. You can submit a support ticket here. You can schedule live website trainings with us. You can watch previous recorded sessions. So all of the help and support options that you need for your website are going to be right here in the dashboard, right there at your fingertips. Under administration, there's some more stuff for the administrator of the website. You can manage roles and permissions, who can post what, who can see what, things like that. You can create additional microsites here. You can manage those emergency pop-up alerts here. This is where you'll be able to manage and create new web forms and other things. You can manage the background photos on your website. This is a best practice. We recommend no more than about 10. But we'll go ahead and create a page here. I'm going to do an event page for an annual event called Metropolis Days. And what we're going to see in a moment here is what the back end of the website looks like. And this is what it's going to look like to create a page. I'll do it for you here. What you can see over here on the left is what we call the to-do list. And this is what makes our back end so intuitive and user-friendly is all you have to do is basically just go down this list over here on the left side and hit everything on the way down. And by the time you get to the bottom, your page will be ready to go. So we're in here in basic information, and it wants me to give my page a title. So I'm going to type in Metropolis Days 2024. And the next thing I'm going to do is give this page a microsite here. So this page will be under the community events microsite. So now it's going to be organized into the website and you'll be able to find it through that microsite. Next thing it wants me to do is put some text in there, give it a body of text. So you can, if it may be hard to see, but this text editor, there's some things that are missing here, like font, color, size. That's because this is meant to serve as a guardrail for ADA compliance. It's not going to let you type in text that is not ADA compliant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to this page here, and I'm going to highlight and copy all of this this text that I've got here. And you can see it's got red font, it's got blue font, it's got this cursive font down here at the bottom. But what happens when I copy it in there is it's going to get rid of all that red font. It's going to get rid of that cursive font, and it's going to standardize everything to make sure everything is ADA compliant. Now, again, we can't guarantee 100% ADA compliance at all times on your website because we just can't control everything that you post on there. But the text that you post on your website, you're going to have that guardrail there to make sure it's ADA compliant. Files, I'm going to add some supporting documents here. Really simple to do that. Click Add Files, and it's going to pull up a window where I can drag and drop files into here. And I'll just give this one quick moment. So you can drag and drop files into here. Since I've done this 1,000 times, I've got my files already uploaded. And when you upload your files, they're going to be in this library here. So I'm going to just select a few files that I've already uploaded and add them to my page. And now they're there. Next thing I want to do is I want to put a video on my page. So same exact process, click Add Image Video, and we can drag and drop that video file here. We can go into Add Video here and do a YouTube or Vimeo link, and we can embed that video into the page like that. Or again, like we did on the last one, I've already got videos uploaded because I've done this before. So I'm going to just choose one of my videos that I've already got uploaded, click Add Selection, and my video is now on the page. Event, we've got to put this on the calendar. So let's choose a date. We'll say it's tomorrow, and we're going to click all day. So now that we've chosen a date, now my event page will be on the calendar. Publishing, as long as this little red box up here is checked, my page will go live when I click save. Now we can schedule this page to go live too at a certain date and time. We can also schedule it to unpublish. So I'm going to actually schedule this to unpublish on Saturday at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, when it unpublishes, it will not delete the page. It will just take it down from the public view. So next thing we're going to do here is click on more, and it's going to give me some other options of things that I can add into my page. And I want to put a web form in. I want to put a map so residents can find it, and I want to put an FAQ page. And you can see over here, all it's done is add those to my to-do list. So I just go back over to my to-do list, and let's click on FAQs. And again, like I said, with the FAQs page, you can take those FAQs that you already have and embed them into other pages. So I've already got an FAQs page for Metropolis Days. I'm going to select that, and now my page is going to have that FAQ. Web form, same thing. We've got a web form already created. I'm going to just select one of these from here, and now this page will have that web form embedded into it. Last thing here is maps. I'm going to put a Google map on there. What I can do is I can just scroll around on a Google map here, click on a place, and drop a pin there. Or you can just choose a standard location, which is basically a list of pre-selected locations. So I'm going to choose my standard location. And now my page is pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to click Save. And in a moment here, my page will be live on the site. So we've got my video, we've got my ADA compliant text there, we've got my supporting documents, we've got my FAQs, we've got my fillable form there, and we've got the map. And you've got down here at the bottom links to your social media pages, so you can push it out to those social media pages. When you click on this little black bell right here, this is where you'd send out email notifications to your residents. So you publish a page, you choose the subscription list. We're going to choose community events, and I'm going to type in the subject, Metropolis Days 2024, and then I type in some text in the body, click confirm, and now this page has been sent out to everyone who's on that mailing list. Last thing here is, how do we find this page? It's all well and good that it was easy for me to create that page, but if your residents can't find it, what good does it do? Well, a few different ways you can find it. Upcoming events, you'll see here, Friday, November 22nd. We can see Metropolis Days 2024 is right there. If I click on the calendar from there, we're going to also see that event page for tomorrow. So there's two different ways to find it there. We can also create a pop-up alert for it right there. And so that's a third way. And then if I go to this community events microsite over here, I'll be able to scroll down, go to upcoming events, and I can see the page right there. So lots of different ways for your residents to find what they're looking for. Again, it really depends on where their eyes go when they come to your website. If they come over here, they can find it in our community events. If they're looking over here, they can find it there. So they can even type into the search bar, Metropolis Days 2024, and click search, and they can find it that way as well. So lots of different ways for your residents to find what they're looking for. That is essentially everything. Was there anything else that you'd like to see here that maybe I didn't cover?
I do have a question.
Sure.
You know, I don't hear about it as much as in the past, but a lot of municipalities and counties very concerned about foreign hackers coming in and seizing your website and demanding Bitcoin payments and so forth. I
Ransomware?
realize that part of that security firewall should originate with the town. Do y'all have any types of ways of deterring that type of effort? Constant.
Yes. So you talk about like ransomware.
Yeah, ransomware. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. So to log into your website, it would be through Microsoft Azure, the single sign-on option, and how it's got the authenticator for that as well. So very secure in that regard. Within the packet that I'm going to send you, it will detail a little bit more about the security, but the Drupal platform, incredibly secure, very difficult to hack. And then again, you've got the protections through Microsoft Azure. And we also are going to make sure your website stays up and running. We guarantee you 99.9% uptime with hosting it at our own servers.
Okay. And also you were at the beginning talking about how you can use this site, of course, with your mobile phone or your iPad or whatever. Currently,
Yes.
I have an icon on my devices where I just click on Highlands and it takes me to the website. Is that the same type of system you'd have with your platform?
Yeah, so that's actually just a feature through the iPhone. You can take a website, turn it into a link on your or an app button on your phone.
Okay. Any other
Austin, could
questions?
you go over, I noticed a couple of your pages had alerts at the top. Could
Oh
you go
yeah.
over how you include one of those on the homepage?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me pull one of those up here and just so everybody knows what we're talking about. I think Caswell Beach had one. There we go. So this is another option that you have here to get your residents aware of certain things. This red bar, and you can have multiple things up there. And this is just going to be a link to a different page on the website here. And this is something that you saw it on some websites, you didn't see it on others. That's something that can be toggled on and off, just like the emergency alerts. So yeah, you would do that right here in the dashboard. And it would be, where is it? Right here under the emergency alert. So you'd be able to just figure out which one of those you'd like to put up there. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, that's something that could be turned on and off. And you can also have multiple things scrolling through up there. It doesn't have to just be one page.
Well, often one of the things that really concerned me when we had Hurricane Helene, we had trouble with communications across Western Carolina. And
Yeah.
we had trouble with our website was so stiff, it was hard to quickly respond to things. We do have snowstorms here that sometimes can really shut roads down, utilities down, and so forth. Um, I'm assuming we could have kind of a situation where we could go into emergency mode and just have that as the main feature of the website and it'd be constant information being put out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We could do, we could just, if we just click here on emergency alerts, you can have that, that you're talking about that big pop-up thing.
Yeah,
Exactly. We could do whatever you want, blizzard warning, road closures, shelter in place warning in effect. And then we can just choose a page from your website that's got more information on that. Click save configuration. And then when we go back to the home page here, when somebody lands on your page, it's going to just show them that. So they have to you make sure that they interact with that in some way. They can dismiss it or they can click on the link, but they had to see it.
okay.
Austin, do you have servers in multiple locations?
I'm not sure about that. That I'd have to double check on. I know our servers are based at our Manhattan, Kansas headquarters, and we guarantee a 99.9% uptime. But I'll have to check on that for you.
You're not next to any silo sites out there, are you?
Clear target.
You talking about like missile silos?
Yeah. In other words, if you go down, we go down.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I would. I don't want to be morbid, but Kansas is also not a very high priority target, I think, for that kind of thing.
Okay.
But I will make sure. Actually, let me write this down. We may have servers in Tallahassee, Florida, but I'm not sure about that. We've got a few different bases of operations. Obviously, our main headquarters is in Manhattan, Kansas. We've also got a office in Durham, and we've also got one in Tallahassee, which is originally the Municode headquarters.
Okay.
But I'm going to write that down.
It may not be a high priority target, but it might be for tornadoes. Anything that might put you off the grid, so to speak.
That's also true. In my 2.5 years at Civic Plus, I've never heard of any sort of wide scale outages or anything like that. Again, we guarantee you 99.9% uptime. But you never know.
Mhm. Any other questions of Austin?
On our end, as far as page development or page design upload into the template, is that strictly off? Is that served on desktop only, or can that be done on a mobile platform?
It can be done on mobile. Here, let me show you. Let's just go into that page that I just made here.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn it into a phone. And what it's going to show you here is what it looks like when you're logged in. So if I click on content options, I go into edit here. And in a moment, it'll show me what it looks like on a mobile phone. So we've got all of the different, basically everything that you were seeing on that editor is available right here.
Okay.
In mobile format. And so you can see there's my support. And then when you click save and your page goes right back up. And you can even preview it too. I forgot to mention that. You can preview your page before it goes up. But then we go back to the dashboard, we can see that exact page. You just scaled down into mobile. So
Okay.
yes, everything that's available on desktop is available on mobile.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
Any other
Any other questions?
Hearing none, we appreciate your time and your presentation tonight. Thank you for being
Thanks,
with us.
Austin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I appreciate you giving me this time as well. I'm gonna send it over to Josh, the packet, and it's gonna have, it's about 20 pages. It's pretty detailed overview, but it will have all the pricing in there. As a Municode customer, you get a permanent 10% discount. We've also got some specials going on or promotions going on right now that I've discussed with Josh, but he'll have that packet in his hand and he can distribute it out to everyone so you can see all that good stuff in there.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
All right. Likewise, appreciate you giving me this time tonight, and everyone have a wonderful evening and a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
All right. Take care.
Have a motion that we adjourn the workshop.
So moved.
No move.
All in favor? We're adjourned and we'll reconvene at 7 for the board meeting.
Sounds like they know what they're